guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with some more 5-star predictions for you. I have read all but 2 books on my last 5-star prediction video, and I'm planning on reading those very soon, so I thought I'd go ahead and film another one. These are books that I think I'm going to give 5 stars. They're on my TBR. They're ones I hope to get to really, really soon, and I am beyond excited for them. They're ones by authors that I love or authors that I think I'm going to love. Their stories just sound like something that are going to be like mind-blowingly amazing. So these are ones I think like absolutely no question I'm going to give 5 stars. So the first one is by one of my favorite authors, and I still haven't read it because I'm scared, and that is Hookshot by Kennedy Ryan. This is book 3 in the Hoop series, and I read book 1 and I read half of book 2, and I got like really emotional and serious, so I never ended up finishing it. I do need to go back and finish it, but I really want to read this one. He's a damaged hero, so he is divorced, he's a single dad, and he's traded to a losing team. It says cheated on, betrayed, exposed, and he doesn't want to trust anyone ever again, but she comes into his life, and that's really all it says. She says the last thing she needs is him. So they're in a place where they really don't want to date someone, and they end up finding each other, I guess. So I'm very excited. These are all basketball romances, so I need to finish book 2, and I think I'm gonna love this one. Probably cry if it's anything like the first 2 books in the series, but Kennedy Ryan can do no wrong. Then I'm really excited for this, and that is Forget Me Not by QB Tyler. This is another special edition cover, and this one, our hero and heroine are actually married, and what happens is the hero loses his memory, and I think that they were on the brink of divorce, and it says that he can't remember 6 months ago she left him. That says it's the darkest parts of their marriage that he can't remember, so I guess they're gonna like learn to love each other again. I'm so excited for this. I don't know how she's gonna deal with knowing their past while he doesn't know their past and dealing with all of that in a relationship. I really love a marriage and trouble romance as well, and I don't read nearly enough of those, so I am dying to read this book, and I think I'm gonna love it. Next is because this is a favorite author of mine. I've only read one of her books, but that is The Duke I Tempted by Scarlett Peckham. I know a lot of people don't love this book, but a lot of people don't love the Ray Kess, and I give that one 5 out of 5 stars. One of my new favorite historical romances. This one's her indie published historical, and I believe there's like the secret club that he's a part of, and she is a botanist. I was gonna say scientist, but she's a botanist, and she's designing a garden ballroom, and she needs money for it. So it's their romance. I think I'm gonna love this one. I don't know. I'm nervous that I won't, but I have high hopes that I will, because Scarlett Peckham wrote one of my favorite historical romances, but I've not seen as many good reviews for this one. But I have hopes that I'm actually gonna love it, even though some people didn't. We'll see. Next is a new release that hasn't come out yet that I do have an arc of, and that is The Love Hypothesis by Hazelwood. This one comes out in September, but the cover alone seems amazing, and this one, she is a PhD student, and she told her friend she's dating someone, and her friend doesn't believe her, and so she decides to kiss the first person that walks in the room, and it is a new, young, hot professor, and he agrees to fake date her. So it's a fake dating romance. She's a scientist, he's a professor. I love romances with people with established careers, and it has to do with like science. I just really like that. So I think I will give this 5 stars based on the sounds. I haven't seen any reviews for it though, because it hasn't even come out yet, so I don't have those affecting my thoughts about how I'm gonna feel about this, but I want to love this. Then we have this one, which I'm actually nervous about because Lacey gave it 3 stars and she wasn't impressed, but everybody's raving about this book, and that is The Stopover by Tl Swan. I do think I'm gonna like book 2 better. I did buy books 1 and book 2, but this one, our heroine is on a plane and she gets upgraded to first class, and there's a really handsome guy next to her, and they end up having a fling, and then she hasn't heard from him in a year, and then she actually starts a new job, and she walks in, and the CEO is the guy that she had a fling with the year before. And it's funny because then it says, I got an email, he wants to see me for a private meeting at 8 a.m. Naughty blue eyes have no place in the workplace. So this sounds like it's just going to be a lot of fun. Forbidden office romance, which I love. Kind of a second chance, but kind of like reconnected romance, and I'm very excited. I've heard just amazing things about Tl Swan. The next one I think is also forbidden romance, The Takeover, and I've heard that's even better. So while I do think I'm gonna love this one, I do think I'll give book 2 probably 5 stars as well, but they're chunky. This one's over 460 pages, which makes me nervous for a romance. I don't know if that means it's slow burn or if there's a lot of drama. We'll see, but I'm excited to read this. The next book I have, I'm very, very excited for it. That I had to buy it, a physical copy of it, and that is The Hitman by Katrina Jackson. This one is the second book in the series, but it is a standalone. The first book, it was a novella about a girl traveling with her fiance or her boyfriend to Italy and going off on her own because she realizes she hates her boyfriend and having a very steamy, passionate encounter with a mafia man. And in this one, he is in the mafia as well, and it's her best friend. So she did talk about having to go to her wedding, I believe, in the end of the novella. This one, the heroine does have her own like reality show, and her fiance cheats on her the morning of their wedding, and so she decides to punch both of them, the fiance and the girl that her fiance was cheating with, steal her fiance's credit cards and go on the honeymoon by herself, and she's a hot mess. And there's a hitman next door trying to have some rest and relaxation at this place, and he's like, who is this crazy lady crying constantly next door to me? So what happens is that someone shows up to kill him and he's on the run with her. So I am excited. I don't know how they get tangled up, but he ends up having to run away with her and they're running away from someone. I love a good action romance. This one, it sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun, so I cannot wait to pick this one up. And the last one on this list is a new release that I am beyond excited for. I haven't seen any reviews for this, but it is Wild Women in the Blues by Denny S. Bryce. This one is a historical romance that takes place in the 1920s during the Jazz Age in Chicago. It flashes back between the 1920s and 2015, where a film student is actually interviewing a 110-year-old honoree Dalcor, and I guess that honoree decides to give insight into everything that had happened in the 1920s in the past, and it does kind of remind me of the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, that kind of setup, and I am really excited. I do like a dual timeline story. I'm excited to read a historical romance in the 1920s during the Jazz Age in Chicago. I don't really know a whole lot of like what happened during that time. I've never read really any romances that take place during that time, so I think this is going to be amazing. I'm really excited to read this and see if it's as good as it sounds. And those are all books that I'm just so excited to read. A lot of them I bought because I had to have them because they're authors I love or their stories sound so amazing, and so I had to have them. I'm hoping to read them soon, and hopefully we'll film a whole wrap up of the books if they were 5 stars or not. I have really high hopes for these. I think I'm gonna love them, but let me know if you have read any of these and if you gave them 5 stars or not. I would love to hear if there are any other 5-star predictions you have for me. Let me know. Maybe there's a book you think that I'm going to absolutely love. I would love to hear, and that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.